everyone. You're here. I'm here. We're here. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. And special thanks to Georgie, who just became a patron this week. Georgie, you are the light of my life, and I love you. And I love your name. It's an awesome name. Thank you so much. I'm building something today. I'm basically building something at all times, but you are watching me something build today, which is this rather small house. I don't think I really have a habit yet of building houses in particular sizes, but I want to say this is rather small for what I usually do. It is in Solani, and I really like that. I actually haven't ever built in Solani for the longest time. I guess I was kind of intimidated by its beauty, and then I think I said this in my very first Solani speed build, which was also my very first ever Solani build, that I was a little scared that I wouldn't add anything new, especially because I actually didn't play The Sims for when Island Living came out, so I was kind of thinking that everyone probably still felt a little oversaturated, I guess. But then kind of the only, I'm gonna say natural without asking for it, building request I've ever gotten was for Solani, which was from someone who's now a patron, which is very fun how these things like work out. So cool. But yeah, so I thought I'd just do this quick little build in Solani because I'm building something quite big and it is taking a lot of time, and I just couldn't get it finished within the week, especially with like all the other things one's gotta do in a day. So yeah, I've just built this rather small house and I'm quite happy with this, how this came out. I gotta say I'm a little impressed by how well this white color works in Solani. If you watch Harry's speed builds, then you will have heard her talk about this, how the Sims portrayal of the color white is kind of I'm gonna say annoying. It's just so bluish and bright, and it barely ever looks as if that's the color something is supposed to be. And then, I mean, all the whites I've kind of chosen for the exterior of this are kind of more ivory tones, which is why I think this works. And then also, I don't know, it just really works for Solani. There's kind of a nice contrast there. So yeah, I think the build that I guess the lot that I've bulldozed to build here is a little more rundown and might even be a starter home lot, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I don't think I will ever get myself to build a starter home. This is one of my less expensive builds. Don't get me wrong, I think this is like 200,000 simoleons or somewhere in that range, and that's not too bad, especially for using Felix's content, which is all over this build, as you can probably tell. So yeah, definitely not a starter home. So might look a little off in this area, but I still thought it was cute, and also every single lot in Solani is just so cute. I really hope that it's gonna be the same way for the new world. I'm begging for it, kind of. Yeah, so you could just see the actual floor space of the interior there for a little bit. It's not that big. It does have one bedroom and then 2 bathrooms, one ensuite up top with a bedroom, and then just a half bath downstairs, because we all know how long it takes your Sims to walk up the stairs to get to the bathroom. And then it has a quite big space for whatever activity or hobby or profession you might want to give your Sim. I made this person a woodworker, which I thought was so cool. Very content with myself for doing that. No, I personally love woodworking, and excuse my fake stop motion. I seem to forget to record one of the parts of my builds in every splitboard now. That's just a habit that I've gotten to doing. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I love woodworking and building things. I really like having material and then making something specific out of it. That's something I really enjoy, and I wanted to build a house for a woodworking sim for the longest time. So I finally did it, thought that made a lot of sense, and there's some really nice objects in the game for it. So that's also how I've kind of done most of the interior related to it, because I've put a lot of wood. It feels a little rustic. It uses a lot of Harry's country set and the colonial set, I want to say, and then the Florence set. The last two are by Felix. But yeah, I've made sure to put in a lot of wooden details, especially furniture that looked very, I don't know, hand carved, or like just wooden things with a lot of detail and a lot of love put into them, and maybe things that look a little custom, because I thought that just made sense, and they're also very pretty and I wanted to use them. So yeah, that was a lot of fun, and also now the sim gets to have a very fun atelier. So you could obviously use that for whatever activity you wanted to. Oh my god, I'm so excited to find out what new activities come with the new pack. The gameplay trailer dropped already, I think, so I haven't watched it. So I guess you all already know, but I hope it's something that looks pretty. You know I build, so I just want things to look nice and make like fun rooms for fun activities every now and again. Also used quite a lot of the Jardin pack for this outside area because it's just incredibly beautiful. I guess you know my opinion on it. And I wanted this to look like a place you could relax in the probably very hot Solani sun. So made sure to put this water feature there, putting another one on the balcony. Not sure how that would work like structurally. Probably just fine, but I thought that was a fun idea to have in a hot place like this. And I have to admit that the water slide that I placed there for a second would also have been very fun, but it just takes up so much space. I've actually built something just to put in that water slide some time ago, but then I love the garden, and it was the only garden I've ever built where that would have fit in. But then I didn't like the house that I built with it, and then I rebuilt the house, and then I still didn't like it. So you never got to see it. But maybe that's something I want to do in the future, because that is a fun activity, and I kind of feel like no one ever gets to use it probably. Oh, do tell me if that's not true. But no one ever gets to use it because it's just so incredibly big, and who has that kind of space? Also, can we appreciate the evening light in Solani? It's incredible. I have to stop myself from switching to evening light just all the time in every world, but in Solani it's breathtaking. We've moved on to the interior. This is the kitchen. Guessing you could probably tell already. And I've already started putting in all the nice, beautiful wood worked things. This is from Felix's Kyoto set. I've also used quite a lot of that because it has a lot of wooden things that look very like handmade and delicate and just beautiful. Like all of his custom content. I gotta stop drooling about this in every voiceover, but you know, that's just my opinion. So yeah, I used a lot of that set and used it in this kitchen. It's definitely one of my favorite kitchens of all time. The Kyoto set, I mean, his kitchen that came with Kyoto. Although this arrangement is also fun, I want to say. It is fun. This is also where I've started using a few of the Journey to Batu items. We've talked about this a lot on this channel. Sadly, that pack does have some good decorative and, well, I guess just in general, it just has some really nice pieces. So you're gonna see me put that huge wall vent on one of the walls in this kitchen. I don't think it will really function as a vent where it's placed, but I don't care. I think it looks cool and it would be some kind of a fun art piece. So I'm okay with it. I gotta say, I really love this contrast between those these kind of rustic natural woods and then those art pieces that look like they're carved from stone that came with Jungle Adventure, and then the Florence trim that I've put all over the walls on the inside, high up, right below the ceiling, which makes it look really elevated, I think, and then it's just this really artsy, cool contrast. And I want to say the dining room is my favorite room. Maybe not. Maybe the atelier is my favorite room. I'm not sure. But they both have this really beautiful wall mural. A different one. They have different ones, but they're both jungle themed and I love them so much. And I want to use those way more, just like those chairs. I tend to hold back on using those things that I really like to, I don't know, save them for, I don't know, a situation. I don't even know what I'm doing. I hate doing that. I do that with art supplies and with things I enjoy in general, and that is not how I want to do things. But yeah, sometimes I catch myself doing it, and I have to remind myself, no, I should use things that I like. It doesn't make any sense to keep them for whatever special occasion or something. And then I'm always really happy when I use them and when I remind myself that that is how things can work. I also really wanted to have a natural feel that would suit all this natural and carved wood. So I thought lots of plants made sense in this kind of tropical settings. I think they do. Anyway, and also something that's alive, placed indoors, really changes the whole vibe, I think. And yeah, it gives life back to the space, and I do enjoy that. And I thought it would have been so fun to walk up these stairs with all those plants like growing all over them. And I kind of forgot about these natural red stairs, that they exist. I think they're even base game. Maybe they're not. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, it just looks so cool, I think, how these stairs are kind of, might be a weird metaphor, but it feels to me like they're being digested by this wall of plants. And I really love that. Also, Felix has made a post about the items that are gonna come out beginning of next week, and there is apparently a new foundation with those items, and I can barely contain my excitement. That is so that's so good. I've been waiting so long for that. I think it was only last video, or maybe the one before that, of my speed builds, where I've talked about how incredibly annoying it is that there's only one usable foundation, which is his foundation. And then I guess the basic foundations are kind of fine under certain circumstances, but they don't really fit what I tend to build. So I'm really, really excited about that. Yay! Yay, yay, yay. And this is might call this a workshop. And I've tried to make this look very cluttered, coming straight from an artist's mind, which is also why you see me working the tool mod here, rotating this chair and then kind of prepping it up on those wooden blocks to make it seem like they being the woodworker were working on it. And I don't know, maybe they were working on like the bottom part, or making sure that it would stand straight once it's finished. So yeah, I was trying to make sense of some of those things and think about how I would go about building something, I guess, or in what condition those things might be. Yeah, that wooden block that Harry put in the countryside as an accent table was really helpful in this situation, especially all those beautiful wood colors. I love it. So my thoughts were kind of that basically everything that was wooden in this home and looked kind of custom was made by the sim, and yeah, it must be their passion. I'm also turning those walls. Yeah, I'm putting wooden panels on those walls. I don't know if that is actually something that someone who maybe builds like furniture and sculptures and that kind of stuff, if that is something they could like inherently do. It's surely something they could learn, but I thought that was kind of fun. Like the person, or the sim, I guess, loves wood so much that they wanted to make this office workshop kind of place of theirs so wood heavy that they just look at it all the time. And I know that it looks like there should be a laptop in this room, and I was thinking about putting one into this room from the very beginning of the whole build, I think. And then I forgot to do it during building, and I think I also forgot to do it before the intro. But then I've put it in, so there's a laptop right there where that carved tree-looking chair is right now. That's where I put a laptop, so there is internet access in this house. And I think I've done that before doing the outro though, so there's a sneaky little behind the scenes for you there. If you're wondering why there's these weird lines over the ceiling of this bathroom, those are what the vaults, the seating vaults that Felix made in the Florence set look like from up top. So the room is still completely usable for gameplay because you can see everything. But when you enter the room at like ground level, I guess, at floor level, then you will see the vaults. And that is genius. First off, if I can say that, that is absolutely genius to me. And so much fun because it really, oh yeah, you could see it there, because that really makes the room so different. I wish we also had more seating options. I know I just have a lot of wishes and passions about things I would like to see in The Sims. But yeah, I think that changes the room up so much, which is also why I've done that trim thing that I've talked about earlier, where for some of the other rooms I've put the trim there because these vaults only fit in rooms with a certain amount of tiles. So I had to change it up with the trim sometimes, but I thought that also makes sense. I really wanted this bedroom and the bathroom attached to the bathroom to feel really luxurious. And I think that did work, and it really makes all those nice furniture pieces, like this beautiful shelf that I thought the woodworking sim would have made as well. It really makes it pop with those beautiful ceiling vault accents. Yeah, talking about these beautiful objects, I've obviously used used all sorts of Felix's content and like basically all of his collections. You can see that in the Patreon post. I made sure to put the screenshot with the actual collections in there, but then I've only used 8 packs. Don't know if that makes any difference for any of you, but I've tried it, and yeah. If you need any more information, feel free to check out the Patreon or the Tumblr post. It's all linked in the description. This is where we have to part our ways. I hope you are having a lovely day, and thank you so much for being here and for liking and subscribing, and we'll see you next week. Thank you so much. Love you. Bye bye.